there, Taurus. It's time for your horoscope for the coming 7 days. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Also, don't forget to check out the incoming wave, which also came out this weekend. And stay tuned. I will be soon uploading the most recent Patreon live special, edited down for YouTube, all about death and transition from a multi-dimensional perspective. So a lot of people, I think, will really enjoy that. So, and also, again, if you ever want to get a session with me, you schedule it yourself at my website, integrativemysticism.com. So what is going on when it comes to your cards for this coming week? Well, this week is all about what looks like the death of a lower self, or the death of a false self, the destruction of possibly even a representation, or a representational self, I think is a good way to put it. And that is actually brought in with the Ten of Swords upright. But I don't see this Ten of Swords in the way I normally do. I'm actually seeing this as the destruction of a representational self, an artificial self. But there is a painful death and a painful birth that comes through this. But there's also this incredible sense of freedom and rejuvenation. It is ultimately, in and of itself, a complete transition into one's, I guess you could say, higher form. The Ten of Swords is indicating the death of the representational self could occur in many cases where you are tearing down parts of yourself that have been complicit in maybe areas of your life that you no longer wish to go on with. Now, sometimes, yes, there are occasions where people have representational selves involved. They do it for work, they do it for family. They kind of step into a role or a mode where they are exhibiting certain behaviors, social patterns, and things like that in order to meet the needs of, say, a corporate office, or maybe their parents, or maybe their immediate social surrounding, or what have you. But the Ten of Swords is indicating that this is a destruction of all representational selves, which is good, because, well, to be honest, representatives and representational selves don't manifest anything. Maybe I should do a video about this. They don't really manifest anything. They do everything the slow, mundane way. And so our true selves do need to, at some point, conquer and reabsorb and, disintegrate and reintegrate those representational selves as part of our growth. This will be a painful rebirth, but at the same time, something that is awakening and opening a deeper well of power within all of you in order to actually create the reality you wish to have. To think about how much fuel these representational selves take up in order to function, now being given back to you in order to create and work the way you were supposed to. That's the power that's coming back to you. As we get to the material concerns, we have the Ten of Wands upright, and a lot of you are actually going through a very deep process of taking on a lot of unfinished business as it relates to either old issues with finances, old issues with work, old projects undone. I'm seeing the burden of the Ten of Wands actually being a burden of things that have been kept up on a high shelf, things that have been kept away in the cupboard, kept away in the pantry for too long. And with the Ten of Wands, what I am seeing, though, alongside that Ten of Swords, though painful though they be, these things are still able to actually yield you abundance. They're still able to turn a profit of some kind. Now, this could actually be old things that we have to go and settle. Different accounts, different negotiations, people, or maybe even circumstances with certain aspects of our job, our careers. A lot of you will be actually in a great way when it comes to finding new work, finding new sources of revenue, but it may force you to still assess and take on things that you have been maybe serious, very serious about avoiding taking on. Maybe you've been kind of trying to avoid a certain lesson. You've been avoiding a certain music you need to face. The Ten of Wands upright is promising a promotion, graduation, as well as, yes, great deals of abundance if we can face that music this week. And with the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands, no, I'm not going to promise it's going to be easy. That would be a lie. But I do think that the willingness to do this was going to bring more ease and grace than if you decided to kind of work upstream with it. In fact, the Ten of Wands, I am seeing, while all of this work may be making you feel like you're going a bit of overtime or feeling a bit exhausted, the reward and award is there. When it comes to the community, friends, relatives, other people in your life, we actually have the Ace of Wands upright. And it's interesting, I'm also getting a double meaning with this. And so I feel like this is also applying to love and romance in one aspect, and then there's a completely other side of things as well that's not talking about love and romance. I do think let's talk about the non-romantic side of things, because there's already a love card, for Christ's sake. The Ace of Wands upright, for those of you who are curious in more of the platonic side of things, there is a new adventure, a new calling being offered to you through a friend or through a family member. In fact, I'm actually seeing the woman in the Ten of Wands card just on its left actually receiving the wand that the lady in the Ace of Wands card is holding. There is sort of a new charge, a new power, a new quest that is actually going to redefine how you choose to to organize your life going forward. This could be something incredibly creative, artistic, or maybe, yes, a brand new career road to take on. This is also inviting you to actually connect with those with whom you share a profound mystical bond, spiritual bond. This could be something, yes, tied to maybe even an Oversoul relationship, a past life relationship. This is also a very strong card for a surge in your sense of not only popularity, but an opportunity to actually finally explore maybe a friendship or a family relationship that has been waiting to actually go to work with you. The other half of this, or the other side of this, starts to transition towards the love. Now we're doing a segue now. This is also indicating a lot of you Taurus people may be finding that certain sparks of attraction between you and a friend, certain chemistry is starting to heat up, starting to actually burn up this week. And so if you are available for it, I mean, it is definitely something that is safe to explore. Just make sure, of course, it's working in the highest interest of all concerned. It's a divine card. It's not meant to be selfishly exploited. Then, you'll be okay. Just make sure at the same time that this is also possibly just a great deal of energy being raised. So practice your discernment. As we get to the relationship card itself, with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, walls are opening up and coming down for you. And once again, for those of you who are available and looking, there may be somebody who is letting down their walls around the depth of intimacy, around you or with you. Somebody may actually be divulging information that they've been withholding from you about an interest or rapport they have with you, an attraction they have with you. And you yourself may even be just simply coming out with it. As we get to those of you who are currently in existing and established relationships, the Four of Pentacles reverse is indicating that a partner does have some revelations that they need to be sharing with you as well, about themselves, things that they've been processing behind the scenes, things that they've been maybe dealing with or not necessarily being so upfront about. I'm not seeing this as necessarily something to be worried about. This could be things going on that they have to be out with. Maybe there are things that they were trying to settle behind the scenes, things that they were trying to deal with as it relates to maybe, stuff going on, their own friends, their own family, their own life, but they're sharing news that is, that they've been dealing with behind the scenes without you knowing for some time, but they have to be out with it now. And so they're letting you in on something that is very deeply personal, or has been, at least until now, a personal mission. So that is what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.